Hello everybody, welcome to my September completed pages, September 2024. My very first ever completed pages video. I'm very excited. So, let me move this out of the way so we can get started. So, most of this month, obviously, I have been working on things and trying to learn how to do some different things because I am not, this is my first time coloring. So I was writing everything down, sort of like Candace was doing, but also I learned, I learned a little bit on coloringbliss.com with Jennifer and Steve Stay that, you write things down when you're doing it, so then if you need to find something later, then you have your notes of what you're doing. Some of them I did not go to that extreme to write down the exact things that I was using, but I wrote most everything down so that I knew what I could find, where I could find it if someone asked. And so I can do this video. So that's what this is. I had a total of 24 pages, and I have 3 that are whips, unfinished, and then 2 of them that I just didn't even touch. I didn't even get to it. So total of the pages that I completed is 19 pages over September, and it does include a couple of pages from August because I officially started this on August 27th when I started coloring. Doing this stuff. So, I guess we'll just get started. And I'm gonna try and sort of go in the order that I was coloring them in, but it's not necessarily in that order. So the very first one I did, I got this book, A Million Magical Creatures by Lulu Mayo. And I colored the mermaid and the narwhal. The background is gelatos or gel crayons, marabou gel crayons, and the narwhal himself and her hair and her tail and seashells are also the marabou and gelatos. Marabou art crayons and the Faber-Castell gelatos. And then her skin is pan pastel, and then the bubbles in the back were I started out with gel pen, but I was not having success with the gel pen over the gelatos, on the waves are basically all gel pen, and these ended up being like a white Posca pen, the bubbles. I also struggled because I thought, well, this will rub right off and it won't contaminate. And I just didn't worry about where the blue was going when I put it on here, and it got down on the ends of her hair. And then when I put the yellow on, it turned all green because I couldn't get all the blue off. So then I ended up giving her pink roots and pink ends just to cover up the green. But I think she turned out pretty good. I think she's pretty cute and sparkly and shiny. She's got some bling in her hair and the waves. And the narwhal loves her, so that's all that matters, really. So this was A Million Magical Creatures by Lulu Mayo. The next one I did was Enchanted Galaxies. I did this page and I used the Cretacolor Mega Color crayon, or not crayons, coloring pencils, and the metallic ones. So that it's these is what I used. These big pencils. I love these pencils. They are very soft. It is hard not to automatically try to burnish because they're just so soft and creamy. They just fall in and you gotta burnish it. even when they're really sharp. Sorry, I didn't mean to move the camera all over the place. But what I did, I made a huge blunder. So I noticed everybody was kind of trying to cover line art with acrylic pens. So I thought, maybe I'll try that. So I was going around covering the line art with these metallic pens that I had, acrylic pens. And whenever I was doing her face, I picked this brown color. I don't know why. It was stupid. But when I was going down around here, it like blobbed out some ink. And I got it on her face, and then I was like, oh, I need to wipe that off. So I took a paper towel and I went like this and wiped, and it just like went everywhere. So I ended up covering up her face, but she was very beautiful once upon a time. But I mean, I also used some gel pens, but I was having trouble with the gel pens on top of the colored pencil. But I think overall, I still really like this page. I think I love the clouds. And I love this. I mean, everything did. It's just, I love it. It's cute. And then trying to redeem myself, and I was trying to learn alcohol markers. So I did this page, just real quick, trying to figure out some old alcohol markers. The ones that I had are ones that I bought from this lady's family that she had passed away, and so I bought them at an estate sale. When I started using them, I realized they were not any good anymore. The resin was settling and solidifying in the nibs, and the nibs were all broken and busted off and stuff. So I ended up just pitching all those markers. But I did this with those markers, and you can tell it didn't blend at all. Like, I couldn't get it to blend at all. But I mean, for my very first time using alcohol markers, I think I did an okay job with the clouds and the shading in these clouds. Yeah, so that is the moon and the sun. And then I was still in this book. I was super excited about Spacetember. I decided to try and redeem myself with pencils. So I used some Brute Fooner. They're the 520 set of Brute Fooner pencils. I put 3 layers of those pencils down on this background, and could have went probably more and more and more. They're not very well pigmented. In order to get really good color with these, I think you would have to burnish. And I didn't want to burnish. My hand was already tired from doing the other ones. So I was like, I don't want to burnish. But I am really happy about how I did these ropes. I feel like they turned out really good. And the shading on the jars themselves, like how this jar overlays on top of the pink jar, and how there were a couple little things that I did on this page that I think I did really good. Or at least, good for my first time doing it. And so I was excited. I mean, I did good on the moon and the meteorite, and maybe this little red rocket. I did some good shading on it, but so that was my attempt at some space pages in the Enchanted Galaxies by Alexandra Zachariah Chorus. And that's what that is. And I love this book. I love it. So hopefully I'll get to color it in again very soon. Then I had, let me see, what was next? Then I had this book, Creepy Cutie by Coco Wild. Let me move the thing up. It is so cute, but no, but it's just so cute. I really do like this a lot. But I think I'm gonna end up using this as my test book, like how to test different mediums and stuff. So I had this set of soft pastels. Faber-Castell soft oil pastels that I got years ago, and they look like crayons almost. I think I got them at like on a Powerful Packs or Sketchbox or something like that. And I was like, I'm gonna use them. I'm gonna see what this is all about. And I looked at the back, and I oh, I can just rub these on. So that's what I did. I just rubbed them on. I obviously did not know what I was doing. So at first I just drew them like crayons. As you can see, by the time I got to the death guy and the moon or whatever this is out here, I was getting very irritated with these pastels because I don't know how to use them. Then I saw somebody on YouTube using a tortillon, one of the paper rubbing sticks, can't remember the other name for them, to rub in the pastel. So I was like, maybe I'll try that. So I did that. I went around on all the blue and really rubbed it in and, trying to even it out and stuff. And I think it did help, but I still don't know how to use these. So if anyone wants to tell me how to use these, I will not be offended in any way because I know this was an experiment and a failure, which is okay. I'm allowed to have failures. But so anyways, that was my experiment with soft pastels this month. Then I decided I was going to do another page in this book because I wanted to use my pencils. Let me make sure. Oh wait, I did this one first. So the next thing I did was I got this book, Magnetopia Tiny Kawaii. And I was still using those alcohol markers. And I was just playing with them. And this is the page I did, the grabbing machine. So I think it turned out pretty good. I mean, I didn't do any great shading or anything. But this was a... I did try and shade a little bit on which, at the time I thought it was the wall, but the more I look at it, I think it's the floor. I don't know why I thought it was the wall, but anyways, I did some shading on there, and I think it turned out okay. I mean, I did everything in alcohol marker, the whole thing, and I didn't do anything else besides that. My goal with the alcohol markers was just trying to stay in lines. And these were still the ones that where the nibs were all messed up. So I was all over the place. Like I was really struggling up here on these. And then all the little details inside the little stuffed animals and on these pinball machines. I was really struggling with trying to stay in the lines with the markers. So I'm glad I pitched them because they were hard to use. And next time I will do better. So that was Tiny Kawaii, illustrated by Liv Wan. And then the next page I did was, I wanted to try and use my pencils and try and shade some stuff. So I decided to go back to Creepy Cutie and do this page with this little monster guy. I was really feeling Halloween and I really wanted to just do a monster guy. So I decided I would try to do this and do hair and the shading. So I think I did pretty good. However, the page is very dark. Like the wood grain got darker and darker and darker. And, because I wanted to show that this shelf was a shelf and this was a desk and it stood out from the wall and the sewing machine stood out from the wall and so did him. So, I ended up putting a lot of darker color in here, shading colors behind to really make everything stand out on the page. I love these little guys, the yarn balls and my little teddy. I think I did a really good job on shading these guys and the round teddy. Like his roundness is apparent to me in this illustration. But I also really like how the sewing machine came out. Like, I can tell that's a knob and not just flat. You know, like, I think I did a good job of that, trying to get that to look like 3D, you know. And the desk as well. I really do think I did a good job of shading. Now the hair, on the other hand, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm already concentrating on the shading, so I'm not gonna stress myself and try to figure out the hair right now. So I just went in with similar colors, light and dark, and medium to the guy, and just drew hairs in there. And I tried to go the direction that I thought it would go on a real cat. So I don't think it went too bad. And his horns turned out great. I love his little horns and the shading on his horns. And I love like this little flower guy down here, like in the grass, in this carpet, which is funny because when I first did this, I used Stabilo Pen 68 brush markers to do the base, which are these brush pens, and it's the one with the brush end. And I love these markers, but they're all very dark. At least the set I have are very dark. So that's why everything was so dark to begin with. When I put my Prismacolors on, then I had this all green, like bright green down here. And I was like, I have to do something about that because obviously that is not grass. So the only marker that I had that I could go over with at the time was a maroon marker. And it made this carpet like really maroon colored. Crazy maroon. And then I was like, wow, that makes this whole page look so dark. It's just so dark. So I went over it with like a lighter colored, I think it was like a pink, but it might have been a blue. I think it was a pink though. Prismacolor colored pencil to get this color to tone down a little bit and not be so heavy. And then quickly, I didn't know what to do with the desk. I was planning on trying to do like a tile, like a blue tile pattern, but because I love those tiles, but I was kind of over this page with this grass. And then I screwed up the eyelashes. They didn't go the way I really wanted them. I think they look okay, but I mean, they're really not what I intended when I put those eyelashes on there. So, but there is my Creepy Kitty and the Creepy Cutie coloring book by Coco Wow. Then I decided I needed to do use some of my crayons. So I did this page. I might have actually done this one before that last one, but it's the Creative Haven Whimsical Cats by Angela Porter. And the page I did is the cats in the cups. Let's see, where'd it go? There it is. And I used the Neocolor ones, non-water soluble ones, and I just used them as straight crayons. I didn't do any crazy shading. I didn't burnish them in. I didn't do anything. I just colored with like a crayon. And my only goal was trying to stay in the lines and try to make the colors kind of be cohesive within one square. And the only thing that bothers me really about this page is that this box down here, the rim of this pot is blue, and it's the same color blue as this background. And it really frustrates me, but I was like, dang it. But it was also my brother's birthday, so I wrote happy birthday brother on here, my brother Paul. But I wanted to, draw color some kitties. And I tried to make this one look like he was a Here's actually a striped kitty. I should have done this one, but this kitty here tried to look like my cat Earl. But didn't. It was just straight coloring, so it was fun to color with those crayons. They are a blast. They're very pigmented. Then I was getting like, okay, goodness, I need to start working on my space stuff, like, fast. So I started working on some of my space ones that I had picked out. And so I did Happy Cat's Sweet Colors, and the one that I did is this one where they're in space. Which I love, I love, I love, I love. I love this one. I love it. And I used the Ohuhu alcohol markers on this. And I did almost everything in the alcohol markers. And then I used gel pens on top. And I put some fluorescent, I don't know if you can see it, some fluorescent colors in there. So I'm guessing if you put a black light on them, they might glow. And they're on the stars and in some different places on the page. But I had fun doing this one. Fun cats. And then if you saw on my channel, I was doing a color in chat with Hannah Carlson's Space coloring book. Now this one was meant for kids, so I thought, oh well, this one will be good for me to like do, because I have space to actually learn on the objects. So I started doing this space page here, the double spread, and I was using the Faber-Castell Sparkle pencils. These ones here. I love these pencils. They're so beautiful. They're hard though. I think these are comparable to their red classic or their black barrel ones. Their black edition or their red. I think that's what these are comparable to. But they are very hard. But they would not work on this paper. Now, granted, this paper is very smooth. Very, very smooth. So I was getting frustrated. Hold on one sec, please. I was getting frustrated because I could not get the ink to lay down. Or the pigment to lay down out of the pencil. It was just constantly it would just wipe off. It would, like you can see on this one, like it was just like it was wiped right off on my finger. I mean, and I was trying and layer after layer after layer, and it just would not stick. So I like hardly got any color on some of these, but I think they turned out okay. I like them. They're pretty, but they did not color in as much as I would have liked to. And I also used some gel pens. I think I like this one, how I colored it. I really do like how that one turned out. I do love this page. It is still very pretty, but it didn't exactly do what I wanted, which is fine. Whatever. I was gonna get like fire to burst out of these holes on this one, but I never got to that because I was frustrated trying to color these ones up here. And then I also did use the Wink of Luna with the gel pens, the silver and gold gel pens. I also used the Wink of Luna around these rings on this one, and then these dots here and there. And that's it. And then, because I was trying to experiment and figure out this book, I decided to try some water markers, not alcohol, but water-based markers. And so I did this page here. And so I used, what did I use on this one? Oh, my Zig Real Clean Color markers. I used these. the real clean color real brush, and they look like this. They're like a watercolor brush. And you can dilute them and in water and mix them and do all sorts of things. But I didn't do that. I was just trying to see if color would lay down on this paper from a marker and would it bleed through. So luckily it did not bleed through, and that's good. But then I was like, maybe I should try a different brand of pencil. So I'm making a different video for that. If you want to see what happened, come watch my video called Pencil versus Paper. And I will hopefully have that up very shortly after this one. That was Hannah Carlson's Space coloring book. And I forgot to mention, in Enchanted Galaxies, on this page here, I was using this color cube 408 as a palette for this page as much as possible. So I just wanted to say that before I forgot again. Thank you. What's her name? The color cube lady. I just forgot her name. Sarah Renee Clark. Thank you for your color cubes. So then I was just, working around, but I was trying to get some more done, and I decided to do a buddy color with one of my friends. And that was, sorry, I have these in the wrong spot. So I was going to do a buddy color with my friend. And I started the Empress in Mythographic Cosmic Spirit by Fabiana Attanasio. I started the Empress color along with Shell's coloring journey. And I have to finish it yet. But I love this. I love it, love it, love it. It is so pretty. I'm so excited for this wolf. I was so nervous about this skin, but I think I love the skin. I love it. I think it is so bright and intentional. Like, I don't know. I just love it. I think everything about this page so far is gorgeous, and I can't wait to do this wolf/coyote guy in the wheat. So we'll be seeing this again next month. Then, I also started, I was getting bored around, I don't know. And I was like, I really want to try something from Hannah Carlson outside of that space book. So I was like, okay, Magical Dawn. I went through a lot of my books and I put blue tabs on pages that I thought were space oriented, and orange ones on like Halloween or yellow ones on like fall kind of ones, just so I could, if I was bored and I wanted a book, I could just go grab it from my book stash. But this is the page I started in Magical Dawn. It's kind of space, like he's looking up to the dawn, and that's what I was trying to do, is where dawn is coming, so he's looking up into the sun and the darkness is fading away behind him. But this is all the further I've gotten. So I have to start mixing the yellows and blues here, or figure out how to do that. So I'm going to do that shortly. Sorry, my computer I'm kind of on the keyboard and it's going crazy. So I have that, and I'm going to work on this next month as well. Oh, and I might as well, while I'm here, the other whip that I have is Aries is my astrological sign. So I decided to start Aries. I started it. This is with the Albrecht watercolor pencils, Faber-Castell pencils, but I haven't gotten very far yet. But once I do, I will definitely share this again, probably next month. So look out for that. And then I was just working on some different things, and I decided to do this dimensions page. So it's Dimensions by Francois Gautier. I did the page, and I'm not super happy how it turned out. I was using those really old markers with the bad nibs, and they were coming up hard on me, and the colors were just weird, and I just didn't, I did not, this page needs some redemption in this book, but I'll be back with this book at some point, but because I really did like this book. Like, I like the images, and I like it, but the markers did me wrong on that. Helped me do myself wrong on this page. So I need to get back into this book. Maybe not next month though, but soon enough we'll get back into this one. And then I also started, and I was like, I just need to do a couple more color alongs because I feel like I'm doing bad work. So let's just do some color alongs and see what happens. So I did the artist color along with R.J. Hampson, and this is the Tyrannosaurus Rex out of the Asleep Sweet and Simple Coloring Book by R.J. Hampson. I think she turned out pretty good, but this was, like, again, one of the first times I used my markers, and my numbers didn't match up to his exactly, so my colors were all a little off from what he used, and so I was struggling trying to get the colors and make sure I had them right and move fast enough that everything wasn't settled in, that I couldn't blend. So I didn't get a lot of blend on some things, but that's okay. I think it looks so cute, and I used some white gel pen and some gold gel pen here and there on some things. And that's it on that one. And then I think the next day, or maybe that same night, I did this one. No, it was the next day. This was, I think, the next day, which is the Sleepwalker. So I thought this one was so cute. And this, of course, is a space page. So he's my little astronaut. And I did another artist color along with R.J. Hampson on his YouTube channel. So I thought this was super cute. And once again, I used the exact same things. Ohuhu markers, white gel pen, and gold gel pen, I think, in there somewhere. Yeah, here. And in the stars. And that's that one. And that's Asleep by A Sweet and Simple Coloring Book by R.J. Hampson. And then I had another, flabbergasted irritation. I wanted to do a page in this Moon Magic coloring book. Let me see. I might not have wrote. I think I only did the one, but let's see. I had those bad markers, and I just could not get myself in the, like, everywhere I went for the marker, it would go out of the line or just flop over. And then I kept accidentally coloring the wrong ones. I was getting very, very frustrated on this one. And then, I don't know, I had, the page I had that was back here had residue from my spaceman on it. And it rubbed off on here on the back. Or, yeah, I think it was on the back. And so now I have a stain on the moon, which is somewhere I probably would have kept it white. So now I have to figure out this moon as well. So I will come back to this page, but I just don't know if it'll be soon because it did frustrate me very much. So so I guess I have 4 whips because I forgot about this one. And then I wanted to do a page in this book because I specifically bought it for Spacetember. So this is 50 Space Theme Miniatures by Camelia Angelkova. And I did these mice right here in the cheese moon. I thought it was so cute. And I used, where'd it go? I used another color palette. Did I drop it? Did I put it somewhere? I feel like I just saw it and I lost it. Either way, whatever. I used another color palette out of Sarah Renee Clark's Color Cube and did these mice. I think it was number 120. Let me see, I wrote it down. Cheese moon. Oh no, I just said limited palette. Maybe I used just oranges and grays. It wasn't a palette on this one. It's just oranges and grays and the oh-hoo-hoo markers. So I thought that was cute. I love looking at the back of alcohol marker pages. Like, that to me is art on the back. I really love it. I love the back and the front. But I had a lot of fun doing this one. I love this one. This was really cute. And I think that's the only one I did in here. For some reason, I can't remember. Yeah, it is. 50 Space Theme Miniatures coloring book by Camelia Angelkova. And then I started, this is the one I did the color palette on, I'm sorry. A Million Little Monsters, and I did this with my, Happy Catastrophe and Candace and her buddy group. So this is mine, right here. And I used this color palette, the number 128 from Sarah Renee Clark's Color Cube. And then I used some silver bling gel pen. And I think that's it. Oh, and an orange one too, an orange gel pen on there and on his little bow tie and little drips around. And I actually, these were the Guangna paint pens, acrylic paint pens in orange, silver, and blue, which you can see down here. A blob of it came out too fast, and then I made a big blob, and then it like dripped right out real fast, and I had to try and get it dried up, but at least it was on a blue thing, and it was just in the bottom corner. But I really love this page. I love how it came out. I think it's so cute. But so this is A Million Little Monsters by Lulu Mayo. And right here I will show you the rest of the groups. Then I felt like I just needed to de-stress a couple of days, and I thought I'm going to try mandalas, but I don't have a really good mandala book. Like, I feel like I need a mandala with lots of space in it so that I do it right. Either a lot of space or no space at all, basically just a gel pen tracing. But I did this one. So this one was already started, and I don't know if, I doubt I started it because it was very in the lines right here. But I finished it with the Caran d'Ache Neocolor ones on this side of it all, and then the purple and red. But then I was like, because it looked so funny with crayons, I wrote my name like I was a little kid. So, but I finished that one. Oh, this is in Let's Color Magical Mandalas, a meditative art therapy book. And I did that one, and then I did this one, which I hate, but that's okay. I'm allowed to hate it. I was trying to just do lines and dots and not fill stuff in heavy. So that's why I did it the way I did. But I wish I would have done something different around the outside. I feel like it got just stupid there at the end. And then I did this one where I filled stuff in. And I love it. Like I used, what did I use on this one? It's not alcohol markers, is it? Oh no, it was those Stabilos. Yeah, I think it was the Stabilo Pen 68 brush, and then the black is a black Sharpie twin with the brush nib. And those go fast. Like I run out of those pretty quickly. But so that's that. And then my last book, I think it's my last book that I have to show you, is, I didn't get to get in the group yet, and I need a different book, I think. But I wanted to do one of these because it's just so cute. In Chris Rainiak's Morning Scribbles Coloring Book number 2, I did this guy. And I've said several times, you know, my nickname is Buzz. So this was cute. Sorry, my keyboard is freaking out on me. So I wanted to do this bee, and I did put glitter glue down. It's not Stickles, it was just some random glitter glue that I had from something once upon a time. And I put it on his eyes and on his wings. But he's so cute. And then his one tooth, this one, I had to paint with a white marker because I accidentally did this, painted it yellow or colored it yellow. But that's my bumblebee in Chris Rainiak's Morning Scribbles Coloring Book number 2. And I think, let me just double check, I got them all. Okay, so I have 2 more. So I did one in Matchstick Mouse, an Autumn Coloring Book by Morgan O'Brien. I did this little hanging bat mama with her baby. And I used Castle Arts water brush pens and some jelly roll pens. So there is some sparkle on there. I didn't figure out how to use those Castle Art pens correctly until the bat. So this gray color, and this gray color is the same. It's the same pen. And I should have been diluting in all of these so I could do some shading and stuff, but I didn't do that, and I should have. Instead, I was just trying to layer color, and that did not work properly. So now I know I need to dilute the pens so I can get some different shades and tones and tints. So that is Morgan O'Brien's An Autumn Coloring Book, Matchstick Mouse, An Autumn Coloring Book by Morgan O'Brien. Then I've showed this already. I did this koi pond, but Aja Vandenberg sent this with her books that I bought, And it was just so beautiful. I had to like do it right away. I'm not very good at staying in the lines, and I was using pens that I'd never used before. So I know I have some mistakes places, but I think the colors I picked really worked for this, and I really love it. And then I used some handmade watercolor from Artistic Isle for this ocean on here. But I thought that was really pretty, and I really enjoyed this. This took me a long time, though, a very long time, because I was using acrylic pens, and at this point I can't even tell you which ones I was using. Was it acrylic pens? No, it was the jelly rolls. I'm sorry. This whole thing was jelly rolls, and then this was watercolor. Watercolor. Yeah. It looked so much like paint. I was like, wow, I had to been paint, right? Nope. So that was all. And then that's it for my September coloring. I am so excited. And I'm going to transfer our whips to the front of the book now. We'll work from the front instead, since my catalog is in the bookshelf app, then I can work from the front of the book backwards. I'm very excited, and I hope you liked what you saw, and I'm hoping to have a lot more videos and color alongs next month. I'm finishing up my Amazon France books and my books from another artist that I got, and then I'll have that video out, and I'll have the video out with the paper versus pencil and this, and then soon I'll have a October picks video. Oh my gosh, I forgot one more. I can't believe I keep forgetting these. I did this today, my little bookmark from the Petite Poppies. I don't know how to say it. I can't remember how that's pronounced. But this is Alice, and I can't remember the cat's name, but I didn't really make him purple like he was supposed to be probably. But I need to finish these leaves. I used my Zig watercolor brush pens, so I need to push these green around a little bit and make this look a little better. But so I'm excited about that, and I do actually have a video where I went in and I fixed her face because one of my pens, I picked up the wrong one and then put a really big pink thing on her face instead of the skin color. So you'll see that too. So thank you for sticking around and watching my video, and I really appreciate it, and I love you guys, and I love how helpful and sincerely good you guys all are. So please stick around and watch my stuff, and I will stick around and watch yours. Bye.